When I think unexpected loadouts, I think loadouts that no one uses. A combination of weapons that rarely see the light of the beautiful TF2 universe. It's my job in this series to decide and decipher whether you should take that loadout out for a little bit of a walk yourself or keep it buried deep in your backpack. Of course, it's purely opinion based, so with that out of the way, let's go! I'll level with you. When I was first thinking of this loadout, I was trying to figure out the worst possible loadout for a soldier that was actually usable. And truthfully, I think I succeeded. The baby loadout, which is the name I gave to this loadout, comes from the fact that every single weapon in the soldier's arsenal either does 0 or 25% less damage than its stock counterpart. So let's introduce this loadout starting from the melee slot all the way to the primary. In the melee slot, we have none other than the one, the only, the whip. The whip is one of the best tools in a man's erotic... Scratch that. The baby soldier uses it to urge his playmates into battle. Scratch that too. To say the least, this weapon has very limited uses. I love the design and I loved being whipped, but truthfully, I find that the disciplinary action is very disappointing. As a soldier, you run very slow. Actually, you're the second slowest class in the game, and it makes sense to have a weapon that allows a soldier to move fast without having to rocket jump, which depletes health. The problem is that with the disciplinary action, you only get that temporary speed boost on a successful whip. But the problem is that if you're the second slowest class in the game, you can't catch up to them to whip them. Unless there's a heavy on your team, everybody else is just going to pass you by, and with the hit registration on this weapon, you'll never go anywhere. And let's say, by chance, you're at the start of a game. The only time it's useful. And you whip somebody, and you whip your rest of your team. You're whipping them all like crazy. They're flying away from you, because they're still going faster than you. So it makes this weapon completely useless after 1 or 2 hits. On top of that, this weapon does 25% less damage to players, which is just what you need it for with this loadout when you run out of rockets. And that's the disciplinary action, everybody. In the secondary slot, we have the giant black radio. That's right, boys and girls, it's none other than the big black battalion's backup. Say that 10 times fast. Big black battalion's backup, big black battalion's backup, big black battalion. Let's give you a rundown of what this radio does, because this radio isn't used by anyone. So you probably don't even remember what this thing even does. For just having the big black battalion's backup equipped, you get 20 extra health. That's a whole 10% more health. Big deal. That's half a rocket jump. When I sneeze, I lose 20 health. What the heck is 20 health? So besides this terrible passive ability, just give me 2 health a second already. So besides this, the big black battalion's backup is similar to the Conjurer and the buff banner, where after filling the charge meter through damage that you do to the enemy team, you get to blow a horn. A bugle. I mean, this thing is a bugle? Back on topic. After you blow this big ugly trumpet, you and the rest of your teammates who are within a general vicinity take 35% less damage from all sources and 50% less damage from sentries. And just in case somebody pops a crits, you actually don't take any critical damage, which is pretty good. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, it seems like it could be good in situations. But let me bring up this chart. Let's look at this chart for a second, guys, because I really like to take a look at the chart, class, and what can you tell me? When I look at this chart, guys, I see that it takes 12 rockets doing at least minimum 50 damage each to get a fully charged battalion's back. 50 damage each. That's insane. No wonder I freaking die every time before I get a battalion's backup charge. This thing takes forever to charge. How am I ever supposed to actually use the benefit if it needs 600 damage? Yeah, and it doesn't help that the rocket launcher we're using has negative 25% damage too. Now you might be wondering, well, I can get over that. Maybe my rocket launcher doesn't do negative 25% damage. Well, in that case, as long as you have a medic on your team, this weapon is completely and utterly useless. Just have the medic overheal everybody, uber somebody to destroy the sentry you need to take out, and this weapon is useless. You could have a shotgun in place here. You could have a buff banner that gives your team mini crits to push through the front lines. This weapon is decent at the best. But really, if you guys just want to blow on something, go put on the buff banner. And last, and probably the least useful rocket in the game, drum roll please, Drum roll, please. Well, I guess not. Ladies and gentlemen, the Liberty Launcher. No applause. What do you think this is? The black box? No, this weapon is an excuse for a rocket launcher.
Well, Star of Hockey, what's its main feature? You know, the disciplinary action gets people into battle quicker. The battalion's backup is made for teams without the medics. So what's this one's purpose?
I'll tell you, young Bobby. I'll tell you. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I cannot see a valid reason to equip this rocket launcher unless you want to challenge yourself. It's hard to be good when your rocket launcher does 25% less damage. Truthfully, I don't know how you could possibly make up for this negative 25% damage reduction, and apparently neither did they. So they just came up with things that sound good on paper and tried to throw them in like mix and match, and it did not work out. So with this rocket launcher equipped, you take 25% less damage from rocket jumping. That's pretty cool. That's like a quarter of a gunboat, you know? That's pretty. You save 7 health per rocket jump. Impressive. Also, the rockets on this rocket launcher go 40% faster, bro. Oh my god, I could not hit anything without this 40% faster, man. It just makes my aim so much. It doesn't do anything. I was aiming perfectly fine with the regular rocket launcher, with the regular black box. This does absolutely nothing. This rocket launcher reminds me of Oprah's show. It starts with a terrible base product, and then you expect it to get better by giving away giveaways. You get 25% reduction of rocket jumping. You get 40% faster rockets. You get a car. Sadly, I can't give you guys all cars. So what's the one redeeming feature of this thing? What's the reason why I actually bared through this? Well, guys, Valve, thank you. Thank you. You gave us an amazing little Timbit here, and if you look carefully, what do you see? I see clever naming. You know, Liberty Launcher, Liberty Bell, they both have cracks. You know, it's Valve. Good job. Rocket launcher's in the shape of a bell. It's just good on you. Now, the baby soldier loadout as a whole is pretty hard, so I encourage you to play with it. Give yourself a bit of a challenge. As for me, well, I'll be packing these babies up and
Return to sender. Return to sender.
Well, that's what you call unexpected. On that note, I think this concludes the video. If you liked it a lot, make sure to check out the channel. Thank you a lot for watching all the way to the end. Subscribe and like if you would be so kind. If you have an idea for a loadout that never gets used, or a great combination of weapons that never gets usually put together, make sure to write a comment down below. You could be the reason why I do another video of this. But I'll tell you one thing, guys. It's sure to be completely unexpected. I'm Star of Hockey, and I'll talk to you guys later.